Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Radio Toons podcast. How is it going?
It's going great, man.
I'm Steve.
I'm Ernie.
I'm trying to keep the energy up because I am dead ass tired. They've changed my schedule at work. I know you guys don't care about that, but my body cares about that because it's dying.
Your body?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted the schedule change so because I get out of work earlier. But Anyway, how was everyone's April Fools, huh?
Oh my god, it was full of mystery and wonder. It was great. It was great because people tend to forget it because you're not kids anymore, so you're just like nobody's gonna play tricks on us and anything. Mm-hmm. And because I work at ET Online, they're always like putting up news. They're like breaking news.
Yeah.
And one of the breaking news things that somebody sent that I can understand why they thought it was an April Fool's joke. Uh-huh. And it was like this very popular hiking hill in Hollywood is now every Saturday is going to be exclusive to influencers only. So you have to have a certain following on your Instagram.
Oh, like an Instagram person?
Exactly. So that was a news press that was sent out by the State and Wildlife.
Yeah.
The parks and everything, and they sent it through the channel in our work office, and then I was like, everybody was like, "This is not real. It's obviously April Fool's." She's like, "What?" It was like, "It's April Fool's. There's no way they could do that. How would they even manage that? The freaking It's like trying to close a park."
That's a pretty good joke, though.
It was a pretty good one.
Because honestly, I felt like everybody was so pissed off at like April Fool's jokes last year. They were just like I feel like everybody was just like, "Oh, here we go. Someone's gonna make some stupid shit up and fake a website." And I'm like, dude, like,
it's April Fool's. Who cares?
I mean, like, yeah, like I don't really care for the jokes, but at the same time, it's like I don't want companies to get bullied out of it. Like I feel like people don't even do it anymore. Like,
no, they do. Couple places do. Like, here's another one. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was IMAX or which movie theater it was, but they were like, now there's going to be certain movie theaters that we're going to offer a new experience. Instead of watching movies in your widescreen, now you can watch your movies in portrait mode. Okay. So it was like, you know how you look at your phone and watch YouTube just like with your phone up like that, and that's how you can watch movies now.
So funny.
Isn't that funny? See, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are clever.
And then, I'll say one more because this one almost got me.
No, because I haven't heard of any of these, so lay them on me.
And it was a smaller place. It was like this comedy festival that was going to happen, but the website was called Fire Festival 2.
Oh,
Firefest 2.
Yeah, I think you told me about that.
And it was like all the same crap, whatever. And then when you clicked on check availability, it was the Rick Astley. Never Gonna Give You Up GIF happening.
Very, very
And it said,
timely.
"I can't believe you thought this was real." And he's like, it is real. Our comedy show that's happening, blah, blah, blah. Get tickets here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it was kind of fun.
I mean, yeah, that's cool. Like I said, it's if you make any effort, I'm sure you'll get a response. Because, I don't know. I feel like, man, I'm really out of the loop. But I was like, Game Grumps did one year, right? Game Grumps had
They did?
Yeah, they had an April Fool's thing where they were like, "Oh, we're introducing a new product or something," or I don't know. But I don't even think they did anything this year. And I just feel like YouTube channels in general, that was their thing, right? Everyone's got to have an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I felt like everybody wanted to do something funny
because they don't have to get corporation approval. They could do whatever the fuck they want, you know.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
For the most part,
I feel like if you have more freedom as a YouTuber, so why wouldn't you make a joke?
True.
And I say that, and we didn't do anything, but
we didn't put up a video. That was our big April.
Yeah, that was the Fools. You thought it was gonna be a fool, but there was nothing.
There's nothing.
How isn't that the best joke of all? No. Okay. Well, anyway, speaking of jokes.
Oh, that transition.
I'm sure most of you heard about this. I thought it was a pretty big deal because anytime I hear about something at work, I'm like, whoa, this is a big deal.
Right.
Coworkers are talking about it. There was a Joker trailer. Mm-hmm. The new Joker movie. Because if you weren't tired of the Joker, he's back.
But this one stars Joaquin Phoenix.
I want to say that everybody who watched this trailer liked it.
Yes.
Myself included. I thought it looked pretty cool. Mostly because of the way it was shot. A lot of the shots looked really cool. And none of the dialogue seemed to be like typical DC stuff where it's like trying to be edgy or like super cheesy. This one was actually like, okay, it looks like a real movie. Like,
yeah.
Like there's some subtlety here and there, and like, okay, like this might be pretty good. So I'm not gonna say like it's gonna be great off the trailer, but from what I saw,
honestly, that was my takeaway.
Like
it looks like a real movie.
Yeah.
Like if you were to switch out the face like if you were to switch out the Joker makeup for some sort of like somebody was like, what if it was the Joe Davola makeup from Seinfeld? You know how he dresses up like that white.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if it was that clown and it was called Crazy Joe Davola? Wouldn't it be like it would have still? I would have been like, oh, dude, that looks crazy good because it's like a killer clown or something, just like it. But the way you were commenting already on the cinematography, it feels like one of these weird thrillers like Memento or like just these kind of psychological movies that are all about what turns a person from this to that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what the shots do because of the way they're framed, and they're just like long instances of like him thinking or something. Like it looks like a psychological thriller. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
like they're more like about the psyche. They're not. They're not really about like jump scares and stuff. So that keeping that in mind, it does feel like a movie that's going to have a little more thought put into it, and it's going to have more. You can have a little more discussion about what's going on.
Right.
Like it'll be this deep movie. Just a trailer though, so who knows? Anything can happen.
Well,
but the DC fans do seem to like it. Mostly because they're just like, oh, Marvel's all CG and this one's like realistic and and I have to say I agree with that to some extent. Like apparently, maybe this isn't true, but I could have sworn I read somewhere that Martin Scorsese is like an executive producer on the movie. I don't know what the hell that means at this point because executive producers are fucking everybody, and I don't know. Like, well, they have Steven Spielberg's like executive producer on everything, and I don't know.
They have it kind of is like you're saying, it's a little ambiguous because it depends on how much they want to be involved with the project. To begin with, I mean, they're on staff, so
okay,
they're getting paid to do something.
But yeah, that makes sense. I'm not like super excited for it, and I don't know if I'll watch it in theaters, but it looks promising. I'll say that much. And also, what made it a little bit better?
What?
Is that Gotham revealed their Joker.
Oh my god!
I don't know if you saw that.
I did see it,
and he looks like a dried up old turd. So I guess
which I don't get.
I don't. Maybe they were just like Joaquin Phoenix. They're doing it good. They're doing a really good movie. Let's just do opposite. Let's just do bad. Like really catch people off guard. Just bad.
Right, but here's the thing, right? You got a Joker that is supposed to be relatively within the age of Bruce Wayne. Because, when they're fighting each other, they seem about the same age.
That guy looks like 40 million years old.
And then, here's the other thing, too. It's like, okay, fine. But I saw the actor without the makeup, and he looks really young. I was like, wait a minute. So you got a young-looking actor and made him old? Or made him look old? So he could play the Joker? Like, I thought this whole... Like, I remember back when Gotham was going to be made... They were going to go off of this comic called Gotham PD. And it was going to be like, oh, look, it's the story of the detectives while they deal with what's happening out there. But Batman's not really in it.
Yeah, all I heard was no Batman, no Joker.
And what happened? Batman was in like three seasons of it.
Wait, so Batman's in it?
He's Wayne. He's like the kid.
He's a little kid?
Yeah.
So how does the Joker even exist? Isn't the Joker's... Okay.
Again, that's why some of this doesn't really make any sense.
All right. Well, some people were saying that Gotham is not bad.
It's not terrible, but the telling of it is very strange.
Okay.
I saw the first season, and it was okay.
I just remember somebody was telling me like, "Oh yeah, the Flash is good," and I said it on here already, but it's like the Flash was not good.
Really?
I thought the first episode of the Flash was fucking trash. Like it almost like it was just so corny and so cheesy and fucking just dumb. Like this is just, you know how you watch something and you're just like, it's not for me. That's not for me.
What about the Flash was like not for me?
You like that? That's cool. That's your thing. I'm gonna go over here and do something else. Like that's not for. It's just like it had like almost like it. Think about Smallville, right? Smallville's pretty bad, right? In retrospect.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's worse.
I recently went back to watch it. Honestly,
this show's worse.
Worse?
Yeah. I thought the characters were really stupid. I thought the lines and the writing was really fucking dumb.
Wow.
In the first episode, it felt like there was a lot of plot holes already because, like, I think I explained this already, but it's like this machine goes off and kills everybody, and somehow the scientist was not in jail. Like, I don't know. Like, it just... It feels really dumb, you know? Like... and when I say dumb, I know that encompasses a lot of things. And mostly when I say that, I mean bad writing. Like, oh, that happened very conveniently. That was fucking dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like at one point, I think it's like the cops are chasing some criminals or something, and they get hit by this explosion that happens at a lab, and it kills them. And I'm like, that was fucking dumb. Like,
what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, like really stupid shit. But whatever. It's a comic book. It's schlock. You're like, what are you supposed to... I don't know. Whatever. That's why I'm saying, like, that's for you. Cool. You like that? Cool. Do not talk to me about that. Yeah, just... I'm going to go play Devil May Cry.
I honestly think that what they're trying to do with... Like, DC's had a lot of missteps, I think, is the word they want to say, because... like
mistakes, you could say mistakes.
I'm gonna say missteps because there's a lot of potential in a lot of what they do, but I think what they're trying to do with the Joker is go very like they're like, okay, DC is going that way. They're going to CG. They're going all this. They're doing a big thing. Or sorry, Marvel's doing their thing. They're going big. They're going CG. They're being funny. Blah blah blah. And they've been like nonstop trying to go the other way, which is like, let's go dark. Let's go blah blah blah. But honestly, I think this version of this is like, let's just make a joke movie that's practical, which is like no CG, no nothing. Very much like The Dark Knight. It's very practical.
Yeah.
And we'll make it like we're trying to make a real film, not necessarily a Batman versus the Joker big thing. This is a small story.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Batman's supposed to be, right? He's supposed to be the one that's a little more down to earth. He's like he's supposed to be somehow the one that's most believable, even though he lives in a fucking Batcave. And
of course, but supposedly he's got just gobs of money, and that's more realistic to people. Is like, if you had all the money in the world, you could do whatever you want, essentially.
Right.
So,
but
yeah. As far as this one goes, I just want to do a little spectating on the story, if that's cool. Because I think most people have been saying, oh, it's a Killing Joke. It's him as a failed comic.
It looks like there's a lot of aspects of that in there because I feel like a lot of people take the Killing Joke as the origin story for the Joker. Like
which is not necessarily.
Like the true one, you know?
Yeah, which again, it's not necessarily.
The truth that you're saying? It's not necessarily the truth.
Yeah, it's just because there's a lot of different supposed origins to the Joker. And then there's so many versions of the Joker that it's like, which version are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I no offense to the Joker or anything, but I just Googled the Joker because I wanted to see the makeup on Joaquin Phoenix and everything.
Yeah.
And I got all these pictures of other Jokers. And I just thought to myself, why does everyone like this character so much? He's just a fucking guy in clown makeup. Like,
well, because honestly, it's the same reason people love Batman so much. It's like it's like people see it as, this is a guy, in terms of Batman, this is a guy who just has unlimited funds and then does whatever he wants and is like super focused on something. That seems attainable to people. And the flip side is the same. Is like the Joker's just a very highly intelligent criminal. He doesn't have any money,
you know. And
so it's like that seems attainable. He's like, he didn't take on Batman.
Well, if you're gonna say that, which I do believe is kind of true, I would say that the stronger points of the Joker are the mystery behind the character.
Yes.
So it does kind of defeat the purpose to create this origin story for him. Because, like, personally, you're just saying that, like, when you're talking about how the Joker is just, like, this thing that combats Batman, you're making it sound like he's not even human at some point. It's like, how is he doing all this? How does he have all unlimited time and resources?
Right.
And that kind of foresight. You know, it's almost like... Because that's how it is in The Dark Knight. He's, like, one step ahead of him the entire fucking movie. And... You
know how people excuse that? They're like, he's crazy.
Well,
he can do whatever. I was like, God.
I would like to see that as just like, fuck it. Like he's just the opposite of Batman, you know. Yeah. So, them allowing him that freedom or whatever, kind of adds to the fact that it's like how does he do it? You know, he's just kind of.
Well, that's another point to the Dark Knight's credit is like they use their Joker for what they needed him to be. This unstoppable force.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's right from the movie. But, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, when I say that he's a force, I mean that he's not even the kind of character that you empathize with, you know, because you're not supposed to.
Nope.
He's literally just supposed to be this vessel that, like, is like the embodiment of all the crime and shit that happens in Gotham.
Right.
He's just like this thing that Batman inadvertently created.
Right.
You know.
If you take that origin story.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, and that's what I'm saying. It's like in the Dark Knight movie, that's what kind of made him genius. You know, to me as a character, I was like, he's kind of like he's just like a plot device at that point. You know. And which is why, like, when he tells his origin story in the movie, it's, like, always different.
It depends who's listening to the story.
Yeah, because it's just, like, who gives a fuck? He's just literally there because fuck Batman, you know? Which is cool.
Well, I mean, what's great about those scenes, and I think I've gone over this before, is, like, whoever's listening to the origin story is who Joker's trying to get sympathy from.
Yeah, and I get that. Like, he's just, like, you can't believe a word he says and all that. Yeah,
he's always lying.
But yeah, I don't know. Like,
just to bring it back and just to see why they're trying to do this, like, the reason they're trying to do this, I think, with this Joker film is because they've done their Joker in many different ways in whatever fits the movie correctly. Like, that's why Jared Leto's was very, like, trash, is they used him for, like, 2 scenes and then he was done. Jeez, right? They used him in The Dark Knight to who did the best. He's like just this unstoppable force that comes at the bad time when Harvey Dent and Batman are trying to do something cool, you know, and just shows up and catches them off guard. And even to an extent, like in his own movie with Michael Keaton, it's like the sins of the past kind of like came back. But in this one, I think they're just trying to focus on his own psyche, and people feel like more sympathetic towards the Joker. I think that's what they're trying to do.
I mean, that's cool, I guess. Like, I read The Killing Joke and I liked it. But you were saying that they take aspects from it, or they take snippets from it. Right. You wanted to take like a crack at what you thought the plot was going to be.
So in this one, it's been a while since I've read The Killing Joke, but since you've read it too, maybe you can.
Well, we watched the trailer too, and there was a lot of things that looked pretty apparent right off the bat.
Well, I mean, the whole mother thing. I'm not sure if that was part of The Killing Joke.
I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember his mother being a big part of it, and I think
he had a wife.
Okay,
and he was a stand-up comedian.
That was in The Killing Joke. I remember that. Okay, so in this one, he has like a mother that he's caring for. Like he has to like bathe her and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, in the trailer, it seems like to me that I didn't see, like, at one point he's kind of happy and he's like, Mom always told me to put on a smile no matter what. And
Which I hate, by the way.
As the story progresses, it looks like she ends up in Arkham Asylum.
Okay. Yeah, because I was asking you that. I was like, wait, why did he go to Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, like, I'm not sure if that was her or wasn't. I'm kind of putting this together because I've seen it a couple times now. And, like, he's there, but he's not looking at the patient. He's turned away and he's like quiet and he's almost like he's very melancholy. So I'm guessing that's his mom in there and he just visits her from time to time, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
And I think, honestly, like after watching it a couple different times, I think that's what's going to turn him is that like her advice echoes through his head, but either she's going to die or he's going to kill her in his like rise to fame. Mm-hmm. And then that will like ultimately break him and make him do something crazy. Because there's also a scene where there is a news reporter talking and he says like, who hides behind a mask and does this? Yeah. So I think there's going to be like a slight appearance of the Batman in that, because I don't think they're talking about him. Because they make it a point to show that he takes off a mask and puts it in like a thing. And I think, are they talking about him or are they talking about Batman?
Who's going to play Batman? Because it's not going to be Ben Affleck.
Right, because he's gone.
Yeah, he said, fuck this, I'm doing Mallrats 2.
Obviously the better movie.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately that's what it's going to be. And to me that rings more like if you remember the original Psycho, a relationship between a boy and his mother.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be kind of the catalyst to his Joker.
Oh, original Psycho. Black and
white.
Yeah. Great movie. Yeah. Scared the shit out of me, honestly, when I first saw it. I think it's the black and white.
Well, and he did his job.
Yeah. You know? You ever seen... I don't want to spoil anything.
Steve, I've seen it. Okay. And I'm pretty sure most of the world has seen it.
There's a shot that's like top down where that bitch comes like running. She comes running out of the room with a knife.
Yeah.
We had to watch that in a video class in high school, and I was like, I feel like I was the only one that was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, keep this movie away from me. Like, this is fucking scary as hell. Like,
I just love it because they explained to me after the fact that I watched it, the female quote unquote lead in the very beginning of the movie, like that shower scene is like right there. It's not like it's not like an hour into the movie. It's not the end of the movie. Blah blah blah. Everybody knows the Psycho shower scene, and that happens really, like it happens right away.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the weird thing about that movie is they featured this big starlet at the time, and they killed her right away.
Oh, really?
So it was like, whoa, what is this movie then? That's why I was like,
they even foreshadow it too.
Yeah,
because she's when she's driving in the rain, there's water, and then the windshield wipers are doing like a stabbing motion. which you would probably say that's a bit of a stretch, but my video teacher made it a point to like show that to us. You know?
That is kind of a stretch because
they're literally playing the music too, like the.
Are you serious? Okay, then
while the window wipers are doing it.
Then probably.
Yeah, great movie. I would watch it again, but I'd probably pee my pants.
It's pretty, and you watched the original black and white, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen American Psycho. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, American Psycho is a completely different thing.
That's the one with Christian Bale, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a brilliant performance as well.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah. So we went from Christian Bale, so now we're going back to Batman from that, back to the Joker.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks promising. You made a good point though. Like I don't see why they wouldn't try and shoehorn Batman in there. I do have a question though. Do you think they will make it a point to actually give the Joker some kind of supernatural origin in this movie? Like
he'll get fucked, like his
face will get fucked up or something?
No, I don't think they will.
Like didn't the original what's his face? Tim Burton's, didn't he like fall into like a vat of acid or something? Yeah,
that's kind of the like that's not the Joker's origin. As in, like, that's how he became a criminal, but that's how he morphs into that version of himself.
Didn't, like, in The Killing Joke, I want to say that he was in the Red Hood outfit, and he got gassed or something.
Yes.
And maybe the mask or something did something to it. I don't know, but I just remember that's the one with the scene, like, that panel that everybody loves, right, where he pulls the mask off and he's, like, laughing or something.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I honestly think they're going to keep him as is. But I don't think they're gonna catch him in this one.
That would feel pretty cool, I gotta say, because like I said, like the best thing about the Nolan trilogy was that like it took these characters that were relatively cheesy, right? I mean, it's a comic book, and it somehow fitted into like this gritty world and made it work. Right. Like I think that's pretty fucking difficult. Like characters like the Scarecrow and the Joker were somehow like. They felt believable and stuff like that. Like even Catwoman to some extent was like, all right, good job, like not bad. And Bane.
Yeah, she seemed a little shoehorned in. Honestly,
but like Bane didn't even have the juice or whatever. He just kind of made him like this big buff guy with the mask and had a little more personality than just like, I need my juice. I need my fucking juice or whatever.
Yeah, he turned him into like somebody who was actually a really brilliant strategist.
Yeah, like this philosophy guy, like this methodical thinker kind of person. I don't know though. I feel like they will. I would put my money on yes, they will. Like I think somewhere near the end they're gonna fuck it up because that's just like DC.
Well, you know, it's not the first time that DC has sold me with a trailer, honestly, because I remember Man of Steel.
Oh yeah,
that trailer was badass to me, and I was like, oh my god, because it ended with that like, it ended with his dad going like, and you can join them in the sunlight.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna believe a man can fly.
Nice.
And so, you know, I think people are cautiously optimistic.
I think DC has their work cut out for them because of characters like Superman, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like anytime you want to do like, all right, let's do Batman. Let's do him realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to throw Nolan's Batman into the Justice League? It just can't be done. You know? Like, it's just...
It's a long play.
Like, how are you going to throw him in with, like, a Flash kid or something? Like, I don't think it works. Like
that's the crazy thing, right? That's what they said about Marvel. They said, like, how are you supposed to fit a fucking Norse god in with all this other shit? Like, you got a billionaire tycoon,
but I don't
you got a war hero who gets frozen and then brought to the 21st century.
The Marvel movies are jokier, though, you know?
Well, that's what it is. They exist, but that's the thing. They exist in the real world. Like, they're in New York. Like, it's all set in real places.
No, yeah. What I'm saying is,
DC is all set in these like fake cities. It's Metropolis. It's Gotham City. It's Star City. Like all these different places. But I think the thing is, they do everything in a very I don't know how to say it. They don't do a gritty thing. They do a realistic thing where everything is kind of put out there, and they're like, "This is what happens. You either believe it or you don't."
Well, I don't know. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, I feel like they have their most success when they go for the realism angle, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's still a fucking comic book, dude. Like, how are you gonna like, whatever. Well, anyway, I did hear Shazam was good.
Oh yeah, I heard the same thing.
I hear people are liking it. Like, it's a solid 7. So for DC, that's about a 9, right?
Honestly, like I was lukewarm on the whole Shazam thing only because like I knew they needed a comedian to play that role because Shazam is supposed to be a kid in an adult's body. So it's like, we're gonna have a scene where he buys beer. I was like, it's gonna be funny.
He's gonna buy porno.
It's like all that jokes. All those jokes are gonna get on my fucking nerves. But people have been like, it's good. It's a romp. It's like a little comedy thing. So I'm picturing like Ant-Man.
Yeah, I would say any DC movie that has clear direction would be decent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because that was the main problem with Suicide Squad. I heard Suicide Squad is like trying to be this and it's trying to be this and it's trying to be this and it's just getting pulled in all these different directions and you just.
Oh, did you hear that news?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so James Gunn's doing a Suicide Squad movie.
Yes.
And it's not going to be a sequel.
No.
It's going to be a completely new series. It's a reboot.
And you heard of that other thing, right?
What else?
James Gunn is back on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I heard that one. Yeah, that was.
Oh well, I'm telling you, if you heard all the news,
that's the big one. Yeah, dude, I heard that the minute that got announced, people in my office were just like, James Gunn back on Guardians, back on Guardians, bro.
And then somebody's like, "Shut up, nerd."
Yeah. Yeah, right. Half the fucking population is quote unquote nerdy people now. So.
But yeah, it should be a good romp. But it's like now he's playing for both teams, so I think that's gonna be
James Gunn. You're saying?
Yeah. And now, honestly, that's good because Sony and Marvel got together and they came up with that badass fucking movie, Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And now James Gunn is getting together with the fucking DC people and is gonna do some good with Suicide Squad.
What I took from that incident is just don't believe anything fucking companies say ever. Which you might think I should have believed all along, right? But the fact that they were just like, we can't just hire James Gunn back. It would take months of like, we can't just hire him back. It would be PR nightmare and all this shit and all this whatever. And they just did it. So I'm just like, you had me believing these facts, and then you just turn the table. Like, how do you can't do that? But whatever.
Just don't believe him, dude.
I know, it's like somebody just swapped me into a different timeline where it's like, oh,
and by the way, because you mentioned the Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. I know you're going to take this pretty hard, but Big Willie Smith is out as Deadshot.
He's doing Aladdin.
So he's he's making his millions.
That guy needs a new
agent. He's on YouTube.
He needs a new agent.
And he's got his new show where he goes around the world and tries stuff.
Really?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
I don't think it's a YouTube series. I think it's like a
I know he has an Instagram.
No, yeah, but I think he has like a full-fledged show that's coming to either Netflix or Hulu, and it's like, I don't remember the name of it, but it's like Will Smith does this and Will Smith does that.
Should be the Fresh Prince of the World. That should be the title.
Oh boy, Steve!
You know?
That's kind of a stretch.
Now this is a story about me trying stuff on YouTube, flying around the world,
jumping in the Grand Canyon,
find a new agent because mine sucks and he's getting me bad roles.
It was bad when he showed up on YouTube Rewind. Honestly.
Who? Will Smith?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, he showed up on YouTube Rewind. It was dumb.
I just know that everyone posted this screenshot of these people doing Fortnite dances.
That was he's like, Will Smith is like he's leaning out and it looks like he's near the Grand Canyon. And he turns around. He's like, if I was gonna have a Fortnite bus battle, who would it be in it? And then like it goes to and like ninjas driving the bus and blah blah blah. And I was like, none of these. Like, it's funny because all those people in the bus were like, they're Twitch streamers. So it's like, Ninja's a Twitch streamer, but he's on YouTube Rewind.
I feel like everything you just said, Will Smith like turned to the and like looked off stage and was like, "What the fuck did I just say?
Who are these people?
What is Fortnite? What is Twitch? What is it? What is whatever the fuck I just said?
What do you mean they're all on a bus?
Yeah, somebody. Why is it? What is where we dropping mean?
It's pretty bad.
Give me my money.
It's pretty bad. But yeah, he's out and Idris Elba's in as Deadshot.
Okay.
So
sure.
I mean, he's been doing good, man.
He's in everything.
You know, yeah, but the crazy thing is, he's in everything, but nobody's been like, he's in everything and he's terrible. It's like, he's in everything. No, and that's the end of the sentence.
No, you're right. He's not bad, because he's definitely been in some poo-poo stinky movies, like Stephen King's, what was it called? Dark Tower, yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that at Target, and I was like, oh, this went straight to video then, huh? Because this never hit.
It didn't.
Yeah, because I never saw this in theaters. It must have been in theaters for like a week, couple of days at the max. Like, but
just goes to show not everything Stephen King hits.
Yeah, apparently that was pretty bad. And then right now he has a show on Netflix where it's like him, and he wants to be a DJ. But this little girl's like, you gotta be my babysitter, and he's like, oh
man.
He's like, but I'm big strong black man. You're a little child. There's no way that we can work. And spoilers, it works.
It works.
Yep. Because
Steve, no, that can't possibly be true.
But shows always work. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck it's called. I don't know if you're looking it up right now.
I just want to look up Idris Elba. Hold on.
But yeah, he's in a lot of shit, dude. And like you said, I think his body of work is neither like a fantastic or completely shit. You know, he's like
he was in Thor Ragnarok. I think he's done some good stuff.
He was in the first one, apparently.
Yeah. He's Hemdall. He's the Guardian guy. Plus, he's been I'm looking at his like it's called Turn Up Charlie.
Yeah, Turn Up Charlie. That's the one. It's got all kinds of great jokes. So yeah.
Yeah, he was in Infinity War.
Yeah, he's in the Marvel movies, dude. He's
and I'm seeing Dark Tower. I'm seeing all this in
Not to mention he was on The Office.
He was on Finding Dory.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember him.
He was the new guy. I forget his name.
Yeah. Oh, and he's Chief Bogo from Zootopia.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So he's good. He's doing a good job, and I think combining him with somebody like Deadshot, I think there's a lot of good that can be done there.
Sure.
He has a lot of dramatic acting credits. Too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a shit about Suicide Squad, but if the movie turns out good, I'll watch it.
I didn't give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy, honestly.
Yeah,
but when I saw it, I was just like, I like Chris Pratt. I'll watch it.
I remember seeing the first Guardians and being extremely underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it.
I don't know why, but I saw Guardians 2, and I was like, whoo, that's a good movie. I like that one.
I think you're on a color high from Thor Ragnarok, honestly.
Dude, yeah.
You're just like, I need more color.
Yeah, that's true.
And part 2 definitely has more color.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Enough Joker talk, enough DC talk, enough comic book crap. I know everybody's like, ugh, comic books. I'm done with superhero movies. But I did play Bloody Palace. I know no one gives a shit about that.
I give a shit about that.
But this is the video game section of the podcast, okay?
Yeah.
Reserved only for video games. They released Bloody Palace. It's a free update to DMC5.
Right.
So if you have Devil May Cry 5, you get Bloody Palace for free. How great is that?
Yeah.
And you might just say, oh, it's just horde mode. What's that, right? But I actually, I think it's quite fun, honestly.
Yeah.
If it's a good way to practice, honestly, because it just throws random enemies at you, and you get to practice doing whatnot. And I want to say it's relatively easier than the one in Part 4. I don't know if I'm crazy, but the one in Part 4, I remember I would get to like the 30th platform or whatever, the stage, and I would just die. So I don't know. Maybe I've gotten better. Possible. I don't know.
mean, these mechanics. I mean, you could argue that these mechanics are better.
I wouldn't say better, but the game's definitely slower, so maybe I have more to.
Ooh, more frames.
Yeah, I mean, I have more control over what's going on because I'm not trying to fucking do all these crazy moves and tactics. But it's cool. You get to fight bosses that characters like Dante would not normally fight. So if you're playing Dante, you get to fight Goliath, and you get to fight that chicken thing.
Oh my gosh, I want to take out that chicken thing.
And then who else do you get to fight? Well, you fight Cavalier, obviously.
Right.
But it's cool. And actually, somebody uploaded a video of them playing as Nero fighting Cavalier, and it looks so badass.
Wait.
Because
Nero fighting the
motorcycle.
big sword. Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
Because he doesn't fight him normally.
Right.
And it was great because it's like a lot of people play against Cavalier with Dante, and they just block everything, right?
Right.
They royal guard everything. Really cool, really really hard to do.
Right.
They're playing as Nero, and they have to clash with every hit because he doesn't have like a.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
And from what I assume, he must have like a grab on him too that you wouldn't. That you wouldn't normally see.
Because he has there's this part where you stun him.
Yeah, exactly.
In your playthrough, and then he gets down on one knee, and usually that's the trigger for you to be able to go in there with the devil arm.
Yeah, and grab him somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
So I assume he's got some custom little grab, which is fucking badass.
So they have to program that.
Yeah, they have to. There's no way out. Sorry, guys.
No way. No way.
Maybe you just grab him, the game turns off. It says it deletes it from your hard drive. But it's great, dude. That video that I saw was pretty cool. It was just like it was basically just him doing all these crazy movements and then just clashing with them because he has to. Like there's no other way to block.
That looks really cool.
Really cool stuff. And then I got to fight Goliath as Dante, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You can royal guard like all these crazy fucking attacks and go up to like triple S rank. He has like this attack where like he screams. Mm-hmm. He has like 2 different attacks where like he screams, and if you royal guard him, you go up to triple S like right away. So I'm like,
wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm like maybe they didn't think that through. Maybe it's because the bosses were balanced for each character individually, and this was not supposed to happen.
Right.
So cool. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. And might as well try it out because it's free, right? Who knows?
Right. And just so people know, Bloody Palace is just like what Steven's describing is like every floor has a certain amount of enemies that you have to defeat.
Yeah.
There's 101 floors, correct?
Yeah.
So it's just, whatever that particular floor decides to throw at you, and then you save between each floor, right?
You don't save. What I did at the end is you could suspend.
Uh-huh.
So I'll start there again, but it's like once I die, that's it.
You go all the way back to the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah, so, but it's, you get a special taunt for each character if you beat it with them, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
This cool little flashy taunt, which is pretty cool. Nice. Reward for, you would have to get a reward, right? I would hope so.
How far off do you think Virgil DLC is?
I don't know, man. Like, that's...
You know that's coming.
I hope so, yeah. I would love that. But I also played more Sekiro.
Oh, how you liking that?
Because I was a bit sour on it last week. I believe a lot of people shared my sentiment, though, that they got pretty salty because that game's frustrating as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot more now.
Okay.
I was talking to my friend about it. He heard my complaints. He said, "I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, bro." He's like, "I get mad too. I also get mad at that game." It's funny too.
Was he talking you off the ledge or something?
Yeah. He turned his chair around, sat in it backwards, and he's like,
"Oh, like the cool teacher."
Yep, like the counselors, and he was just like, "I hear you, man. You know all these Sekiro complaints, they're valid, bro. But you know what? Give it a shot. Give it a shot."
Oh my God.
What was I gonna say? Sorry. I couldn't beat a certain boss.
Right.
I forget who it was, but I couldn't beat this fucking boss, and he's just like, "You know what? Go try something else, because there's lots of ways to go," which I'm not used to, because only Souls game I played was Bloodborne.
Right.
And Bloodborne was fairly straightforward.
Linear,
yeah. Like you went somewhere, you entered a new area that was kind of like a wraparound. It was kind of like a circle, or something like that. This one's a little more open ended. So I was fighting this guy, I couldn't beat him. I said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna go do something else." Fought somebody else, and I beat that guy, and I got better at the game because I learned how to play it, which is basically like you just block a lot more than you think you should. So like, do that. I actually progressed in the game quite a bit. So right now I'm at the point where like I'm not really stuck, but I just saved and I just turned it off.
Okay.
But yeah, it's cool. I really like the battle system. It like I was saying, I liked the combat before last week too, but I understand it more now, which is like you block more than you think you should, because once you break their guard, they're open up for like a death blow, which is like an attack that does a lot of damage, or it does it's either like you take away their health bar, or you take away their dots, and the death blow takes away one of the dots. So,
okay.
Yeah, but really cool. I hope I end up finishing it, because like I said, it's frustrating. So I'm taking like double the amount of time to do shit that would probably take you like an hour in a regular game, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense,
like you don't. It's like it's hard to progress in that game because you're doing the same shit over and over again. So yeah, but it's good. I like it. I really enjoyed it. You been playing anything or anything? No.
No, not really. Only because I just finished like the Stick of Truth. Finished.
You played that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went back and played that game, and oh my gosh, is it funny! Like, you have to be a fan of South Park. If you're a fan of South Park, it becomes like, it honestly is just a season of South Park that you never saw.
Oh, that's cool.
So Stick of Truth was really great, and like it was on sale the week that I bought it, and I got it for like $10. Okay. I was like, this is. I feel like I got way more than my money's worth on that one. And then I played Guacamelee 2. I just finished that one.
I actually bought this like, it was $1 on fucking Switch. Do you remember that game Fear Effect on PlayStation?
Oh yeah, I saw that. They made like a sequel to
with the lesbian girls.
Yeah.
Right. So they made like this game called Fear Effect. I believe it's Sedna. I forget what the fucking title was. But
yeah, I think it's supposed to be like the location they're at.
I don't know, but I bought it because it was only $1.
Right.
It was 90% off.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck could be wrong with this game, huh? And it's pretty bad, but for some reason I'm getting like nice flashbacks. Like, I feel like I'm playing like a Wii game or something, like one of these shitty shovelware Wii games, and I'm enjoying myself. Although I did get to a boss that was like fucking Sekiro level hard, just because it's programmed badly.
Right.
So I don't know if things like that are what gave it a bad review, but it's just funny. Like, I don't know. This is like this game that I'm like mindlessly playing as I watch TV, like right before I go to sleep.
Oh, God.
So I'm enjoying it, and if it's still $1, what do you
go get it?
What do you have to lose? Fucking $1.
I'm actually almost done with No More Heroes also as well.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
I got really fucking good at it too, because when it was me and Steven playing it for the playthrough, I was relying very heavily on the fact that, oh well, if I die, Steven's still up, so I could just revive.
Yeah.
But now that that's not the case.
Yeah.
You have like 3 lives, or 2 lives in total for every mission.
Yeah.
And so those deaths matter. Okay. I don't have to go back and do it again, but it's been real fun, and I'm like making my way through it, but I'm looking forward because soon the Messenger DLC is coming out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I still need to play the Messenger. I might get that.
I saw Games Done Quick of it this year. Somebody finished it in like 22 minutes.
Oh, nice. So what you're saying is I could beat it in 22?
You could beat it in 22 minutes.
Okay.
But like, what sucks is that when you beat it, in that way, you don't get the 16-bit part.
Is it like a glitch or is
it's
it like
a glitch?
Oh,
you run through like a glitch, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of dumb, but kind of cool at the same time."
Yeah, well, that's why glitchless is like a category there because people are just like, just do it right, motherfucker.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys don't watch Games Done Quick, I would highly recommend them, especially during like work. Like if you're working or something and you need something to kind of
they're pretty
mindlessly watch while you're doing them. They're great.
Yeah, I do enjoy watching speedruns. I know Games Done Quick doesn't have a very good reputation with the speedrunners sometimes, but whatever. It's like, I don't know. What I don't even know why I brought that up. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be controversial here, okay?
Okay.
But do some research. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
also,
kidding.
like the Mexican runners Cuphead run.
Yeah.
It's getting me amped for Cuphead's DLC coming out April 15th, I believe it is.
Yeah, I forget when it's coming out.
It's soon.
But
it's soon.
You had told me that like when it comes out on Switch, the DLC comes out on Xbox or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Some sneaky little thing like that.
And I don't know if it comes, and I still haven't confirmed whether or not it comes out for Switch as well.
It probably doesn't. I would not expect it to. Well, I mean, it would be on the store, wouldn't it, or something? I don't know. Don't you pre-order? Do you pre-order DLC? Is that how it works?
You can.
Okay.
But I haven't seen anything about it yet.
Do we play video games? We do. All right. Well, honestly, I don't really want to drag this out any further, but I did just want to mention that I saw Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Okay?
Okay.
Just wanted to mention that real fast. Only because I was watching it like half paying attention, right?
Right.
And I think if you watch it half paying attention, it's actually not a piece of shit. I mean, it's still bad, but it's not a piece of shit, Because I remember watching that in the theater with you, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember our expectations were high. Like,
very high.
We wanted that
movie. Spielberg is in it.
Yeah, we wanted it to be good.
Harrison Ford is back.
And I remember us walking out of that theater and just like... The thing, too, was that like I was in high school and I was in this time in my life where I was just like, anything I see in theaters is good. I don't give a shit, right? Like, I like the first Transformers movie. I don't give a fuck, right? Like, whatever. And we saw Crystal Skull, and I was just like, nah, man. Like, it was dumb. There's no way that's Indiana Jones. Like, but I was gonna mention that you can pick apart some really nice scenes from that movie, and actually enjoy it. Mutt as a character, I actually think works really well. Yeah. I thought he was really good. The scenes with him and Indiana Jones were great. Like, Harrison Ford, like, I liked it when Harrison Ford didn't know that he was, I'll just say related to Mutt. Mm-hmm. Spoilers for Crystal Skull, fuck it, whatever, nobody cares. He's Mutt's father.
Right.
And it's not revealed to him until later in the movie. The scenes where he doesn't know that he's his father, they have some great banter. Because Mutt is constantly like giving him answers to questions like, he's like, oh, I just want to work on motorcycles. Well, you got a problem with that? And then Indy's just like, that's what you love to do. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Like, and Mutt just can't believe it. He's just like, the whole time he's just like, what? Like, this is an old man. Like, shouldn't he be an authority figure? Like, wagging his finger at me or something, and he's not, because Indiana Jones is not the kind of person that settles down. Obviously, he's just like a.
Also, he's not a father, so he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like basically characteristics that you love about Indiana Jones. It's like he's a
man's man.
Well, it's not that he's a man's man, but he's just kind of like he's like you would describe him before. It's kind of just like a means to an end. As far as like a adventurer, kind of like he's kind of like a blank slate, right?
Right.
So yeah, why would he be a father, right? So like when Mutt is talking to him, he's just like, I don't fucking care. Like I'm just here for a movie to finish. That is
honestly though, like the scenes that are very, very good in that are like when they are talking and they go to the college to talk and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the scenes where he's talking to him at the bar, at the college bar, and
yeah, that's
Mutt
the
steals
one.
a beer, and then Indy puts it back.
Yeah.
Without telling him and stuff. Those are things you can only do because you're watching a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Communication through just like subtle action.
Yeah.
Those are the moments where you're like, oh, some shit's actually happening here.
Yeah, and there was a lot of scenes too where like, you ever watch a movie and you think like, man, they just cut to this, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like opportunity lost. There's a scene where Mutt is following the train,
right?
And he's like, hey, are you Mr. Jones? And he's like, yeah, you're running out of platform, kid. And he's just like, oh, they're gonna try to kill my father, and you know him or something. And they just cut to them in the cafe. I'm like, how do you get off the train? Or like, what? He said he was running out of platform. Like, what's Mutt gonna do? Like, you couldn't have added something nice to spice it up, or like, I don't know, like.
Honestly, that's like what it is. It's a loss in potential.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's gonna be something cool where like he's gonna show some motorcycle tricks and stuff and get Indy off the train.
Yeah.
Nope, they just cut.
Yeah, and that's kind of the theme of the whole movie is that like there was just parts where I was just like, oh, this is Indiana Jones. Oh boy, it's gonna be some good stuff, right? Yeah, here we go, and then just cut. Oh, okay, we're here now. All right, I mean, I guess
another part that
I guess that's cool too. Yeah, sure, why not?
Another part that pissed me off was like Mutt. They show Mutt meticulously strapping his motorcycle onto the plane.
Yeah,
and then Indy's like. And he takes his hat, puts it over his face, and he's like, I'm going to sleep. And I was like, oh, that motorcycle's going to come back. Like, he's going to use it to go through the jungle and never see it again.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay.
There's actually a scene where Mutt says something like, you left my motorcycle at the tomb, or where the
oh
fuck
my
God.
God.
And I was just like, yeah, you think he'd be more pissed about that? Like, I don't know.
I'm surprised they even mentioned it.
Yeah, I had some other examples of, like, ways to... Oh, yeah. There's a scene where, the famous one where the nuke hits the fridge, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, nobody likes that. Well, he's in the town, right? And he sees like, oh, it's a nuclear bomb town. I gotta get out of here, whatever.
Right.
And the loudspeaker thing. Everyone get the fuck out. We're gonna throw the bomb. And then the Nazi guys drive out. I'm like, dude, you have a timer. You have Nazis. You could have made this some grand escape of like Indy on the car, beating up the Nazis, like getting away from this bomb. The timer's like ticking down the whole time. Like, we're gonna throw the bomb. Get the fuck out. And then maybe like guy on binoculars. Sir, there's somebody over there. He's driving towards us. Oh wait, don't shoot the bomb. Whatever. Fucking, I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
No, nuke the fridge instead. Okay, sure.
I will say,
way to get Indy all the way the fuck across the map. Sure, why not?
I'm pretty sure he'd be dead, but like,
yeah.
I will say this for one. That's not the first crazy thing he's ever done.
No, honestly.
I mean... He jumped out of a plane
uh-huh.
with an inflatable raft,
right.
and that somehow saved him, right?
Uh-huh.
It's impossible, but it's dumb because that's just dumb. Like, you climbed into a fridge and then they shot you halfway across the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the iconography of him stepping up and just being silhouetted against that huge mushroom cloud. It looked very like, oh, dang.
Yeah,
awesome.
I do... think that the first thing you should do is not look at a nuclear blast, but
don't they tell you that?
Yeah, I know, and I was like, CG gophers. Why were the gophers CG? I don't know. Well, anyway, or prairie dogs, whatever the fuck they were.
I don't know what I try to forget that movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I'm saying if you look away a couple times and you look back when the good stuff's happening, it's not so bad.
You should recut it that way.
Yeah. But there was really clever shots and clever reveals, like when he first is revealed. Obviously, the hat's on the floor and he puts it on. And you just see his shadow, and you're just like, "Oh, I know who that is. This is my boy," Or like the ending where like, oh, the hat blows off the rack and it goes over to Mutt's foot, and he's just like, "Whoa, am I gonna wear this now?" And then Indy's like, "Nope, I'm gonna go fuck your mother. Sorry, see you later." Yeah, and it's like. It's like you could tell that like Steven Spielberg had these points in his head for a long time. Like I want Indy to do this, I want Indy to do this, I want Indy to do this, and it's all gonna be good.
Right.
And George Lucas came in with his money and was like,
no.
Nah, let's not do that. Let's make it stupid. You got a good movie, let's make it dumb. Like, yeah, let's make it stupid.
Honestly, the way that scene should have ended with the wedding was like Marion should have taken it off of him before she kissed him, handed it to Mutt.
That would have been cool too, yeah.
And then made out with him, because it's like Marion, she does that. She's like a I take what I want kind of
right,
lady,
yeah.
you know, giving it to Mutt or like put it on him as a joke, and then, you know, done that, and then they walk out, and then Mutt's just standing there with like either she put it on his head and he just kind of points it up a little and just walks out, and it would have been like, oh, it's like a little subtle hint. Indy would never pass on the torch.
Right.
Get it? You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Indy would never.
She's forcing him to do it. Yeah.
She's forcing him to do it. She's like, you're too old, and puts it on somebody else. But this is like, and he's like, nah, I'm not too old. And puts it back on. I was like, that's not what you want to see. You want to see it get passed off.
He is definitely too old.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention the monkeys because everybody knows it's bad.
Well,
I mean, honestly, that whole end of the movie, like, they drive the boat thing onto the tree, and then... Do you remember that?
I do.
And I was... Jeez.
And then takes out the Nazis. I remember.
Stupid triple agent guy. It's like things that were like, who put these in here? Because I feel like Steven Spielberg was playing with his toys, and he was having a good time, and then this fucking George Lucas neighbor kid, you know, like annoying kid came in and was like, hey, I want to play with my toys too. And he's like, these toys don't really fit in with those, you know, they're not even the same set. You have dinosaurs. What do you,
also, there's a fat guy named Mac in your set.
Yeah, like, and he's like, well, I want to do it. You know, let's do it. And then, you know, because he's friends with them, you know, or like they're playing, he's the rich kid.
Honestly, if Mac wasn't in the movie at all.
Who's Mac?
Mac is the guy, the traitor.
Oh, I didn't remember his name.
That's a stupid fucking character. That's why.
I mean, I don't even mind the aliens that much.
No, the aliens are the aliens are the like. Honestly, it's just the thing that pushes him forward. He's just exploring another.
They all have some fucking MacGuffin type thing where it's like, oh.
It just so happens that two of them were centered on like Christianity.
Yeah, or
one of them was centered on some other religion. It's like some other dead religion, and we were like, cool. Nobody batted an eye at that.
Yeah, to me the aliens were like, whatever. I don't give a shit. No.
But that's not why I had a problem with that movie.
Yeah, obviously. And then they're doing Indiana Jones 5. Like, okay, last thing I'll say about it. Why was Indy's dad dead?
Because they couldn't buy Sean Connery.
Yeah, I was like, because pretty sure Sean Connery's alive. Like,
oh, he is.
Like, you don't gotta kill him off just because he didn't take your money. He's a great actor. Like,
honestly,
leave the door open for crap like that. Why don't
I'm sure they could have been like, oh, your dad's off doing his own dig.
Yeah, or like, I suppose if they really wanted to write him back in, he could be like, I thought you were dad, and he's just like, oh, Junior, I'm... But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Crystal Skull is on Netflix, so if you want to check it out, I mean, I'm not recommending it, but if you...
Honestly, Steve, sometimes I feel like we should just, like, record us watching a movie. Because I feel like there'd be some real golden moments.
Some colorful commentary, some nice moments. I don't know. Any final thoughts, Ernie?
Only that if you haven't watched the Joker trailer, go ahead and give it a watch.
Yeah.
But honestly, try and just think of the good performances you've seen in the past of some Jokers, and then try to apply that here, because like Mark Hamill is definitely my Joker.
Right.
But you got some classics like Cesar Romero and some like Jack Nicholson, but it feels like they're taking a lot of those characters and funneling them into this one. So, you know, cautiously optimistic for this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. If you have DMC5, go play Bloody Palace because it's free. All right.
Get your money's worth.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. We're Radio Toons. Radio Toons Podcast on SoundCloud. Radio Toons Podcast on iTunes. I'm at Soho Shuffle on Twitter. I draw and I post drawings. Ernie?
I'm at Neo Ernie. And that's on Twitter, you can find me there. I usually just have some colorful things, and I usually post about when the podcast comes up and anything else.
And he draws the image for our podcast, if you didn't know. But yeah, that does it for this week, guys. See you next week.
See you next week, guys.